and readied up. Let's take a look. Alright, on the 228 side, dual Kodiak 3s, Black Widow, Marauder 3R, Jenner 2C, dual Griffin 3Ms, and an Oxide. Got themselves some brawl there on the 228 side. Dual Black Widows, Kodiak 3s, dual Jenner 2Cs, a Stormcrow, and a Hunchback 2C. That's the ballistic variant for ISRC. Let's take a look. In we go for match 3, 228 versus ISRC on Tourmaline Desert. 228 is in Team 1 because they are first seed. That's a tough place to play. Like I said, some people feel that Team 2 has the advantage. And we'll have to see how 228 responds. Take note, guys, we might see a lesson here. But, at the same token, ISRC might bring it on strong. Have to see what they can do. Daka, 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 Daka. Brawl, brawl, brawl. So, Daka and Brawl coming out of 228. Let's see, are we going to have ourselves an alpha to alpha firefight? Looks like that's going to happen. Here we go. How many of those ACs are on that shoulder? It's a mean-looking Marauder here. Here we go. The firefight has begun. Initial trades in. ISRC with their hard push. They've got their Black Widows kind of going to the outside, and they're being focused down very hard. 75%. While 228 is definitely staying a lot longer than we saw ISRC in the past. They're sticking it out, and they're putting this damage downfield. Finally, we got ISRC breaking into the right, but it looks like Fergonaut got cut on the terrain a little bit and taking a lot of extra hits from those AC5s. Still have that Hunchback 2C sitting in the backfield, putting some shots in, but here come the Brawl mechs. The Oxide in there, mixing it up, and it looks like the Black Widow's starting to put his back to the enemy, and we got a hard push by 228 around that corner, and here we go. Initial shots all over the board. 2 mechs dead right off the bat. That Jenner 2C is right in the mix of them. Kodiak 3, Mika Star Killer down to 43%, but still firing. They're going face to face. But ISRC gets 3 quick kills. 228 has lost 4 mechs now to 2, but ISRC is incredibly damaged. That Jenner 2C is still right in the middle of them. But that Griffin 3M being chased by that Jenner, and he gets the kill on him. It's evened up now, 4-4, and 228 is starting to pull this one back. That Hunchback 2C, relatively untouched while this battle's going on in the middle. Those Griffins are doing work, or at least the one, yeah, both Griffins. Bad overheat by one of them, his open center torso. Let's see if Durfee can get the kill on him. And he does not, and he gets shot in the back. He did not have the opportunity to take him out. And so now the Jenner 2C pressing up against Rathnor. He is open center torso. Rathnor might be able to take him down. He's got to stay cagey, though. But, wow, that's it. ISRC takes the first drop. Didn't even see Denatonium in that Kodiak sitting in the backfield. Ended up getting a kill in the back, but Rathnor and Denatonium, the two essentially team leaders of ISRC, it seems, because I've worked with both of them getting this stuff scheduled, but able to stand until the final, and ISRC takes drop 1 in a hail of fire. Look at the bodies. Just look at the bodies all over the place. 228 with a very good push, but ISRC definitely put the pain out. I think the Griffins were a little late to the party coming in. The Griffins, I wouldn't be surprised to see some good damage coming out of those Griffins, though. They did a good job. But Rathnor and that Hunchback 2C sitting back by Alpha Lance here, able to shoot pretty much non-stop, and then Denatonium somehow coming up behind him. See the damages. Definitely top damages for both of them right up to the finish. 3 kills apiece. Those guys... Oh, 8 ammo left from Rathnor. That's insane. He was about to be done. He was about to be done. That is insane. But he managed to get that kill on that Jenner and finish him off. Griffins, 313. I mean, damages across the board, just fantastic for 228, but it was just not enough. And in fact, those Griffins were the ones that ended up getting all those kills in the end. Very good push by 228, but it just, they couldn't seal the deal on ISRC fast enough, and that Overwatch definitely helped a ton. And I want to say these lights too, not as high as I thought they would be, but they were in there doing work, fantastic work the whole time. So well played. This is just solid across the board. What an insanely close 8-6 decision in favor of ISRC. We're heading into drop 2. Let's figure out what side. Looks like 228 wants team 1 again. So we're going to be sticking with the same team loadouts. And we'll see whether or not we can get into this one relatively quick. But just very straightforward. We've got the push up from Alpha to Alpha. They did have the Black Widows kind of taken outside, but then eventually cut back in smartly because they were kind of being focused out. Alpha Lance coming up to that D5 corner. Rest of Bravo Lance got up. Where did they go? I think they came right up in there and cut in. But ultimately, the Bravo Lance joined, and then they all came around the corner into the killing field. But of course, Rathnor is still sitting right back here, shooting the whole time. And at some point, Denatonium got himself over here, and they were able to just pincer him for the big finish. And it sounded like ammo was going to be an issue there right at the end. So, well played, though, receiving that 228th push. Just a hell of a firefight. And we're going to be heading into drop 2. Both teams staying on the same side. Don't see any mech changes at all, so let's go in and let's get started. Drop 2, Tourmaline Desert, 228th versus ISRC. ISRC is up 1-0 in the series. Let's see what happens. Can ISRC get a repeat? So any big changes at all anywhere? Not seeing any Lance changes or anything. Daka. Alright, here we go. Let's pay attention to this alpha to alpha push again. Let's see if they do the exact same thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Am I right, ISRC? ISRC? I don't know if I've been saying their name wrong. Black Widows once again taking that outside push, leaving those Kodiaks on the inside. Pretty smart to do that because the Kodiaks, you know, slower mechs have to drop back. And I know Rathnor is once again coming over to the side, but here we go. Initial push. Good fire coming down as they approach. 72% though on Kamikaze Viking. Down to 60 now. He's getting wailed on. Let's see if they can get down. 228th is pushing up a little bit, keeping that presence on those approaching mechs. And so far, ISRC has taken quite a hit. There is a light battle going on the backfield here. One Oxide has come in, but here comes that streak boat. 51% on that Oxide. He is getting chased now. I think he's kind of regretting his actions. But here's 228th coming around a little bit less aggressively than before, making a more cagey push. The Griffins have come in, and 3 quick kills against ISRC now, but they have landed that Oxide. Wow, ISRC is just dropping left and right. 228th definitely played that push a hell of a lot cleaner. They waited for their Griffins to get in there, led with the Griffins actually, and played their Kodiaks and Marauder and stuff a lot cagier in that corner. And I think just bottom line, 228th just landing their shots fantastic and just really punishing the approaching ISRC mechs. 1 mech remaining. It is Rathnor, who is back in the corner against 6 relatively fresh mechs. Not looking too good. And here he goes. Face planted, and he goes down. And a friendly airstrike across MD, but it doesn't matter. 8-2 in favor of 228th, and we've got ourselves a split decision 1-1. And once again, we're going to be heading into Canyon Network as the tiebreaker map. Let's get the roll queued up right away while that damages are coming up. So 228, Wild Ones, and ISRC. Replace. Okay. Looking at the damages here, 530 really good out of that Kodiak. JZ, unit leader. That Oxide went in first, down to 74, got stomped on, but really, that was the first mech to die, and half of ISRC was already out the door at that point. A lot of these initial Kodiaks just went down so damn quickly. The Black Widows took a huge beating on the initial approach, and that one Navid held down to 48, even less than that Oxide that got jumped on earlier. So I think 228 just said, all right, we're not going to let that happen again. Played a lot more cagey, landed their shots a lot more clean, and knew that ISRC was pretty much going to do the exact same thing and punished them for it. So well played, well played, well played. So let's go ahead and take a look at the who's going to be Team 1 for the tiebreaker. Definitely stick around after the stream is done. I will be giving some mech packs away, so don't leave right after the last match is played. We'll get you guys hooked up, a couple standard packs. Once again, ISRC wins the roll and is Team 1. All right. Let's take a look once again at the map while these guys get ready. Alright, so initial push Alpha to Alpha, once again, cutting in. They had the Black Widows come out, cut back in yet again. But really that firing line from 228, very clean, and they kind of just marched it up like this. Like they swung the door, as Marine mechs like to call it. Very slow push. They had those Griffins come in and then just suddenly jump peek right around like that and jumped on them. They had that initial Jenner Oxide coming around from the backside, got jumped on by 3 mechs, but it took them a little while to get him killed. But ultimately it was nothing but a distraction because main body coming around that side sealed the deal and did the job. So very clean win, but we're going to drop 3. 228 is going to be Team 2 this time on Canyon Network. ISRC Team 1. So we're going to get this all set up. Going to pop back to the break screen real quick, get these guys going, and then we will be back shortly. Stick around. Alright, we are back. both teams getting in lobby, getting rated up. Thank you to all the teams that are in the regional finals for moving very quickly. We're making pretty good time here. Wish we could get that 4th match in, but unfortunately I have to go to work. But that's all right, because we're going to get these 3 done, and then we'll pick it up where we left off on Sunday. So both teams are readied up. Let's take a look. Canyon Network with ISRC taking Team 1. All right. Hunchback 2CA, Jenner 2CA, both energy variants. Shadowcat is in there. Timberwolf, Kodiak, Black Widow, and Jenner 2C. Then we've got 228th rolling the Grasshopper, Hunchback 2CA energy, Kodiak, Jenner 2C missile, Shadowcat, Oxide, Grasshopper 5-piece. 2 Grasshoppers, probably some ER larges coming out of Team 2. They got that D4 region, so we'll have to see what they come up with. Here we go. So this is for not exactly all the marbles, but some of the marbles. 1-1 split decision. 228th versus ISRC. Winner of this will move on, and the loser will drop down to the loser's bracket to face the winner of Coma versus Evan Keshik. So Gauss PPC coming out of both Kodiaks. This is of course on the 228th Wild One side. Grasshopper 5P ER larges, Shadowcat large pulse, Grasshopper ER large, ER PPCs coming out of the Hunchback. Very wide spread for 228th Wild Ones. Majority of the mechs for ISRC on the outside corner. Durfee coming up for that initial scout. Getting a little bit of scratch from that, 3%, but a little bit of scratch coming in from that Shadowcat, jump peeking with the LPLs. Very good shot by him. Just spread everywhere, but hey, armor is armor. So Kodiak 3 is coming up on that D5 region, but 228th has a very wide spread for map control here. Let's see how these trades go. So this is going to get a lot slower now. A lot of ER large and Gauss PPC. ISRC has a very good spread as well, and I would say they could have a shot at Theta if they wanted it. But single cap right now in favor of ISRC, but 228th about to pull a second cap, and it's going to be on ISRC to make the move. They are sending, it looks like their Timberwolf potentially, no. Somebody's got to get Epsilon at some point. It looks like the light's going to come back and get it, but 2 cap currently in favor of 228th. And so that means they're going to have to at some point make a move. Denatonium up on the ramp, trading into that Shadowcat down to 70%. Really good shots on him, and followed it up with a strike. Center torso is open on that Shadowcat, so Denatonium landing some really good shots there. In terms of percentages, the Shadowcat, of course, is the most hurt, but we've got a Kodiak coming up the other ramp now. Kamikaze doesn't see it coming, gets shot in the side of his cockpit. Left torso is a bit open, still okay for now, but that damage is going to add up later. Center torso is open. He's putting this rock between him and Jay-Z and that Kodiak. This is a good position for him now. Obviously, if he takes a step in the wrong direction, though, he's going to get blasted. But that Kodiak Jay-Z, oh, another shot. Center torso and right torso open, and following up with the strike, flushing him out from behind the corner. Looks like the strike did make contact, and some of that ER large fire, too, is stacking up on Kamikaze. He has lost... Either lost or it's just jammed. It's hard to say. Might have lost one of those Ultra AC5s, so he's starting to hemorrhage a little bit. Denatonium shimmying his way up to the Theta side, but Jay-Z is right there to receive him. Looks like he just slips out. And heavy trades going. Kamikaze definitely the most hurt out of any of the ISRC mechs. Fergonaut now is about to shimmy his way up, but right into the arms of some of these waiting 228th mechs. Let's see if he gets punished for this maneuver here. He's got DACA, though, and he's putting it into Jay-Z. That Gauss ain't going to do too good if it gets crit out. He's got to be very careful with those Gauss rifles, because one touch on an unarmored Gauss and it's going to hurt. But he is getting some shots in on Fergonaut in that center torso. some decent heavy exchanges, but I think, oh, ISRC finally lost Kamikaze. Took one too many peeks behind that rock, and he gets pegged down. And Halamede takes out Rathnor in the Hunchback 2C. So 2 dead now for ISRC. 228th is definitely playing this pretty cagey. It's not out of the water yet, though. We'll have to see how this goes. Looks like 228th is starting to push up the hill. They want to get a little bit more aggressive. ISRC has a lot of very hurt mechs on the field. Another one drops down. JZ is just on point with this Gauss PPC right now. He's got to be careful, though, because if he loses those shoulders, he's going to be all done. Fergonaut down to 42%. And here comes the final push by 228. They want to seal this one. They're at least being aggressive up to the corner and then stopping, taking their shots. They're not being foolishly aggressive. Jenner 2C goes down. Durfee finally gets him down, but now ISRC dropped into the low ground. 4 mechs remaining. Durfee kind of getting up there to do whatever he can, but Denatonium is getting beat on pretty quick here. And this looks like this is going to go in favor of 228 Wild Ones. They're coming in for the cleanup. Cap advantage is there for ISRC, but they're just not putting the damage out enough to be able to really win on caps at this point. Denatonium doing whatever he can at the finish, but that Oxide is right up on top of him. He's not long for this world. He goes down. And last one remaining is Navid, right up in the scrum with his Jenner 2C, doing whatever he can on Blunt Object, but too little too late, and it is done! 228 takes it 8-2, and we'll move on to the next match. ISRC is still in this, but they will be dropping to the losers bracket, where they will be playing the winner of Coma versus Eben Keshik on Sunday. So, well played at 228. Very clean, cagey win. Landing the shots with those Gauss PPC. Being a nice, healthy blend of aggressive and safe at the same time. You know, not pushing too foolishly, but at the same token, being aggressive to keep ISRC back on their heels. It was just a fantastic match for 228. Very clean. They've got a lot of practice on this map, obviously, but let's take a look at the damages here. JZ 506 did end up going down, but pretty much right at the end. Gauss PPC pulling 506 2 kills. Very good work from JZ, but really backed up by fantastic damage across the board from his entire team. Shadowcat never really got any good trades in. 75. I think he was running streaks. I think this was a streak Shadowcat. So never really was able to put out anything compared to the LPL Shadowcat on the other side, pulling 216. 415 out of the Denatonium, he was doing a very good job. And the Kamikaze and the Black Widow held to 119. Pretty much locked up behind that rock the entire time and got punished for it. Anytime he peaked, JZ was on point, just ripping him down. Definitely needed to pick a new position because that one was not working. And then that final push with the airstrike really just sealing the deal on him. But well played 228, and they will be moving on. Let's see, to play, 228 will be moving on to play Squad Foxtrot in the next match on Sunday. But we've got ISRC dropping down to play the winner of Eben Keshik versus Coma. So, that's it for today. That is it for today. Let's take a look at just the general setup here. So, that rock that Kamikaze was behind, I think was right here. Draw a little tiny blue dot on the map. They had Denatonium up on the ramp, so Kamikaze back here, really just trying to control the north side of the map, but then you've got JZ and crew rolling right here with a couple guys up behind him, but then he still had the Grasshopper ER Large out on the other side. I'm not sure where the Hunchback was, really, but it was just a lot of trades across here to here, here to here, some occasional shots through there. Very mirrored, very mirrored. Both teams playing very mirrored, with just some slight variances, but really JZ just landing it really good on Kamikaze, taking him out. And then that frees up. When you lose Kamikaze on that backfield right there, when he's out of the picture, it just allows 228 to just get up aggressive and just swing around, and drops ISRC down into the low ground, and it's just a slaughter at that point. So, well played, 228. I think we